All right, what's up, everybody? This is 87X Fan Ben, and in this video, we're going to be reviewing the Fleet Challenge entrance for the No Sales Fleet Challenge. This is something I started on January 1st, and the fleet submission deadline was January 31st. And today, I'm going to review them. It's February 3rd, and we're going to just kind of take a raw look. I've kind of seen each fleet a tiny bit, but I haven't reviewed any of them in depth yet. So I wanted to do that on video for the first time. I haven't done this for past fleet challenges at all. So if you didn't see the fleet challenge, it's basically you're supposed to make a 70-point fleet using only game pieces that have no sales. Only exception is artwork for crew and equipment events, UTs. So basically if it's classified as a ship, like a sea creature, flotilla, a ship with sails, those are all technically ships. It can't have sails if you're trying to use it. And one fleet for player, RTSS allowed, no real ban list outside of the sail part. And then I'm going to review the fleets right now. And then if at least 10 fleets are submitted, which we had exactly 10 entries. So the winner is going to receive a South China Seas sealed booster pack. And then the second place finisher will receive a pack of their choice from either Spanish Main Revolution, Barbary Coast, Steve Jones Curse, Caribbean, or Rise of the Fiends. They'll pick the set. And then whoever wins will have the opportunity to create the next fleet challenge. And they'll do that within a month, because I'm instituting a new rule where you have to announce it within a month of winning. So I plan to announce February 4th. So we should have a new fleet challenge start by March 4th, basically. Whoever wins this one will be in charge of running the next one. And then if they can't within a month, I'll just start another one anyway. So we're going to go through the entries. This is generally in chronological order of when they were submitted, like publicly submitted. So I'm going to go over each one in some depth at least and kind of just talk through my thoughts on them. So first up, we've got Captain Stormbringer, the Wanderer. So a couple different usernames, but so 2024 No Sales Challenge Fleet. So this one, all right, so let's see what we got. So we got a crab with Davy Jones, which is fun already. We've got SS Wraith, so some crew possession on 6s, helmsman, a dragon. We've got Tower. Oh, that could be really useful, actually. Okay, so Ismail gives a cargo space to the flotilla, which allows Micron to come aboard. That could be pretty darn effective. Interesting. So Brachiora tows the Tower and is the flagship chariot of Davy Jones, together with Raptor Ma, who's going to get extra actions. They seek to eliminate the enemy's crew to boost the power of Jones and Brachiora before sending ships down to Davy Jones' locker. Sinking ships is going to be the only way this fleet gets gold. Yeah, that's the only hindrance, really. Speaking of gold, once 5 gold are acquired, one of the ships will dock at a wild island and construct Devil's Maw for further crew protection. Okay, yeah, because it gives eternal. Okay. Yeah, they should have the Maw in the fleet, but whatever. At least they have it in the description. Unique treasures I've included are to slow down the game. I love it. It reminds me of my delay of game fleet. And to force further elimination of enemy crew. Yeah, this is great. I like the concept a lot. This is good. So they got the all-powerful Davy Jones. Yeah, it's interesting. I like it for creativity. This is going to rank highly for sure, even if it's might not be the most effective for the challenge. So let's look at the UTs. Yep. So crew killing, basically plague, savage natives should take out some crew as well. I like that they didn't use cursed natives. That's kind of just a pet peeve of mine. So that's good to see the savage version. Wolves. Yep. Slow the game down, deny gold, bloody gold instead of, whatever it's called. The one I don't like. So that's good. And then Runes of Death. Yeah, I still don't have Runes of Death, but yeah, this will be good. Eliminated crew. And that happens every turn. So yeah, almost a tiny bit surprised not to see Missionary, but yeah, this is a good crew knockout fleet. It reminds me of the crew recycling idea. I've got a 1 or 2 fleets based on crew recycling that use not the same strategy, but kind of somewhat similar. So yeah, I like this overall. I think Brachiora might be a little bit hindered with no captain, so she's going to be relying on extra actions from Davy Jones. She'll get them most of the time, but she won't be able to move and shoot twice in a turn, generally. So So that's a little bit unfortunate. I think it'll be interesting to see if there's ever hard decisions that have to be made with Micron, because Tower can just kind of float behind Brachioura for a while, which is good, and hopefully stay out of harm's way. But eventually you might have to put the Maw on pause so Tower can do its thing. But that is still pretty nasty. So Brachioura could get on anything a 1 through 5 from All Powerful, can move and then shoot. So up to 8 shots total with this combo. So that's pretty good. And you've got, yeah, this is really neat. You've got the crew elimination on the Tower, and then you've got defense on Brachioura, and then obviously crew elimination on the Maw. So I think this is pretty neat. I think for creativity, this one will be maybe one of the highest ranking ones. Just tough with no cargo space is tough. Because I'm not really sure. It's going to be tough to prevent the enemy from getting any gold home. And as soon as they have some, it's going to be really hard to win. Brachioura can tow, so you could theoretically capture an enemy home island raider and try to steal their gold. But overall, it looks like really fun to use, at least, too, which is good. So overall, I like it. And then sometimes I try to bring up when there's like extra stuff elsewhere in the community beyond just the fleet description. So might as well check that out too. So let's just see. Creatures built to eliminate crew. Roger Ma, yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, of course. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about the split treasure rules, because I often don't use that. So yeah, that's a good point. You can still get gold that way. So that's actually a really good point. Yeah, the Wraith, yeah, it's always a fun strategy to think about. I just haven't had success using Wraith in the past for the most part. I like using him with Sack usually. I guess ideally maybe he would be able to possess an enemy captain, and then you could move and shoot. So and then it talks about the fort. Yep. And then the UTs originally had flagship as Rananoidia with Turner and Jack Hawkins. Wow, that would be interesting. That'd be nasty. Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to add some crew protection to Brachioura. Of course, only have one ship. Yeah, they don't really have that for the most part. I think Dark Pact is that ship. That's surprising, even the whole vibe of the curse. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. It has given me ideas for combos with other games, however. Nice. I like to hear it. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I like this one. I like this one a lot. It's just limited on capacity to win. So overall, I definitely like it. So next one, we'll go to Teeler Fire 27, 2024 January Fleet. So this one got a couple submarines. I got Jerky Johnson. That's cool. Oh, a couple L boosters. Nice. Behemoth, Intermediario. Nice. Okay, this looks cool. Main goal is fleet is to use the 2 submarines to support the sea monsters, so you can clear islands of treasure while still being submerged. Not as fast as the UPS fleet, you can still effectively clear islands once they are within range. Depending on island spacing, you may even be able to clear an island on the first turn. Yep. Reveal the Sargasso Nightmare and Jerky Johnson. Yep. So then they'll give L boosters to Behemoth, Intermediario. Move Behemoth with an Estable Wild Island. Move 2 subs as close to both sea monsters as possible, as long as they're in range of at least 1. This will work. Okay, nice. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, the squids can act as like a bridge for the gold. So that's pretty cool. Assuming all 4 are within the correct ranges, Intermediario can send a treasure to both subs. Yep. Nice. And then you copy it. Yep. Double it up. Yeah, that's pretty great. That's pretty neat. Both subs and Intermediario. Yeah, I see. So only problem there is cargo space. But yeah, the first one, Intermediario puts a treasure on each sub, and then Behemoth can do the same for Intermediario, because each sub only has 1 cargo space open, which is tough to manage, or it's tough to have more than that. So okay, nice. Oh, see, this is one of Teeler Fire's strengths. This is great. He's got it all mapped out here. So a sea squid is longer than L. So that's cool. Behemoth has an island range of LLLS. Yep. 2 L boosters. and then within S per the ability. Yep. 312. This is so great. I love how exact this is. 312 millimeters of range. It means the sub needs to go at least LLS. Yeah. But yeah, at least you get to start S away from the home island on the slipstream. So that'll help. Starts, yeah, an S away. Yep. Facing the island we are after moves 143. This means that slipstream can get within the 218.5 mm. Needed to get treasures on the first turn for a minimum of 3 treasures cleared on the first turn. Okay. Hopefully. So 3 treasures cleared. 1 to slipstream. 1 to intermediario via behemoth. I'm not sure where the third is coming from, but because intermediario can't give it to itself, I'm pretty sure. This is partly why I made sure to have the code up. Intermediario is like a really interesting piece that I want to use more. Let's see. If face down, you can't look at it until after placing it on the target ship. Can use it if it's submerged. That's great. Let's see. I mean, you might get UTs that are worth value that don't take up space, like Barbary Banner. So that's cool. Not considered an explore action. It's a UT, load it face up, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's crazy that you can take from forts too. It's wild. So, interesting. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what the third one. All right, so let's keep going. Limon is a tougher start to get that far, but we can get there easily at the start of the next turn. Yep. Yeah, LS. I see. Yeah, because the stern. Yeah, the stern of slipstream is going to be S away from the home island. So the bow is going to be more than an S away. It's going to be like S and more than half another S, probably around 100 millimeters away. So interesting. Yep. And then with helmsman, LS would be around 140 plus 100. Yeah, that makes sense. I like it. It's just cool to see like the math measurements out. It's really neat. Next turn, Lone Moves first to get in range of both sea monsters. Both move as many treasures as they can off the island, filling up Limon. Yeah, that's where it gets interesting. Slipstream can only carry the 1 treasure, but it can hand it to Limon if needed to drop it off. It's more important to have the extra ship since Intermediario can do 1 treasure per turn per ship, and so can offload an entire extra treasure faster this way. Yep. Nice. Yeah, I think getting Intermediario filled up via Behemoth copying will be interesting. And then trying to, I guess, either dock Intermediario or offload to a submarine. I think it's a strength of this fleet is the flexibility. So you've got speed here. We've got speed on both creatures because of the boosters. So I like this a lot. It's pretty sweet. And then you've got all this, you've got submerged ramming damage potential with the submarines. And then of course Behemoth can copy some enemy abilities that might be really good. So, and could copy Captain. You could get LLL speed with the boosters, copy Captain, pop up and slam an enemy with all those 2S cannons. So pretty good flexibility there. So overall, I like this one a lot. I think this is cool because it's creative in using Behemoth to double up Intermediario's ability. And I still think, yeah, I don't see anything that would prevent you from being able to use Behemoth to place treasures on Intermediario. I think that might actually be one of the biggest strengths of this fleet because that's where the cargo is. You only have 2 between the 2 subs, but Intermediario has 2 of its own. So I think that's where it gets pretty good. So I like this a lot. I like it's good to have a detailed description, especially for like a slightly more complex fleet like this, where there's like an order of operations and like there's math involved with like making sure the movement gets you there, gets you to where you need to go and things like that. So overall, I like it a lot. I'm a tiny bit surprised not to see some treasures that are valuable that don't take up space. Like I think Barbary Banner would be a good one to add. 5 gold for a non-Corsair ship. Because then you could have a treasure that's worth a decent amount that doesn't take up one of these valuable cargo spaces. So I think adding that could be a decent idea. And I think including like a Fortaleza Dorada just as like an option to build would be good too. But overall, I like this a lot. So that's pretty sweet. Okay, so 2 down, 8 to go. So Lord Farquaad or T. Tommaso, Mercs, Damn the Sails. So that's the next one. So this one looks pretty basic by comparison to the last one. 4 subs, Maximum Carnage. So we've got Hephaestus with Shopping Zai. So he's got Sack. Interesting. That's going to be tough with slow speed. Wait, that's the wrong ship. Okay. Yeah, so Sack, Expatriate, Captain, 2 oarsmen. Yikes, she really needs a helmsman though. Anyway, so she'll be shooting anything that comes close. Fathom. It's got Teresa. So Expatriate, Captain, and then Cannoneer ability. So both equipped for combat. Barracuda with a captain. Slipstream with a captain. I think this one's needs helmsman though. I would even take out a full sub just to get it faster. So I think that's the weakness here. And also if it's based on combat, then I feel like there should be negative UTs as well. I would have put in like natives, missionary, maybe the plague, stuff like that. Maybe bloody gold or savage natives or something like that. I think the problem here is there's actually cargo space for gold, but you're not going to be able to unload it. I'm seeing all mercenary subs and there's no canceller. So it's going to be, you'd have to sink the gold, but I feel like it's too slow to do that. I think that's the issue here. Yeah, I just know from experience, it's just none of these things are going to be moving faster than S+S. And that's with Sack. Hephaestus would move that as a maximum speed. I think this fleet would benefit massively from just taking out an entire sub and crew and then just redistributing those points to optimize the setups. Like I would take out, yeah, you could do a lot with that. I don't know which one to take out. Maybe Slipstream is the last one listed, and the cannons are, I guess, technically slightly worse than Barracuda. So if you, either way, if you take out one of these other last subs, 15 points gets you. Hephaestus needs a helmsman, and then she'd still have another cargo space at that point. You could add helmsman and another oarsman. That's only 3 points, and then Hephaestus goes from like small scale threat to could move up to 4S in turn instead of 2S and have another crew to sack. That's only 3 points. So then we still have 12 more to distribute to the other ships. So out of those 12, I'd use 4 on 2 more helmsmen, 1 for Barracuda, 1 for Fathom. And then we have 8 points left. I would add, I don't even know. You could add, actually, yeah, you could add like generic crew, maybe like a musketeer on each, for example, or I don't have the database up. Airfooch from Mysterious Islands for extra action on the Fathom. You wouldn't be able to have a helmsman in that case because it'd be over the point limit. But 2 6-point crew on Fathom could be good. So yeah, I think this one, I think the basic setup is decent, but no helmsman is just, I feel like it's a deal breaker. Because once you run out of sack crew here, which is going to happen pretty quick, there's only 2 of them. None of the ships are moving faster than L, which is just going to be too slow, I think. Because you would want to catch enemy gold runners with these submarines to ram them and or shoot at them, but you're not going to do that only moving L. So I think it just needs more speed basically. So the overall concept is still good though. It's just too slow, I think. All right, so 4th one, Captain Vendari. So no sails challenge. All right, so this one, we got Slipstream, Mercury, Pyre, Angelica. Nice. Okay, so Pyre moving LS, Slipstream with Micron, Yeah, that's a fun combo. I think I see in another fleet for this challenge too, which is fun. Um, okay. Oh, interesting. So +2 Ralph David on Mercury. I didn't expect that. That's interesting, especially with only one space left available. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, this is kind of fascinating. I mean, I guess there's no other place for the +5. You can't. Mercs and Curse don't have any, and then there's nowhere else to put it. Okay, let's check it out though. So felt like going for submarines in this one, utilizing the nearly broken combo that is Micron and Angelica. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be nasty. Perry gives you 5 more points. Bringing Ralph David and Helmsman for the Mercury. Game plan is simple. Micron will provide extra actions as needed to Angelica or the other submarines who are going to be the Gold Runners. Service only to explore wild islands. Angelica, ability to cargo with every hit versus once per turn for crew on Raptor Maw. UTs, more based on theme of submarines than any tactical decisions. Okay, let's check those out. Dead Man's Chest. I feel like that might backfire. Because if an opponent finds it, it's bad. But if you find it, it may or may not be good. But that's fair. It's thematic, so mines. Yeah, this is cool. I like this though. Mines and then some Mysterious Islands UTs. Screw Engine could be nice, especially for something like Pyre. If she gets a good value coin and then Screw Engine, she could come home pretty quick. So that's good. Nemo's Plans. Oh wow, that'll be interesting. Yeah, if you get the plans with Screw Engine or Mines, you could make one of these submerged submarines a real menace. I'm thinking about using it with the Pyre, Nemo's Plans, and then Screw Engine. She could become a ramming machine with 2 moves and potentially 2 rams every turn. Could be pretty nasty. So it's worth noting that the English oarsmen on the slipstream doing double duty. Yep, yeah, that's a good point. Loyal England from Micron, and then protects Micron the event they managed to ram and board the slipstream. Yeah, makes sense. That's a really good point about Loyal. It's easy to forget about that because usually it's such an afterthought. It doesn't. A lot of times you're already using English ships. So I like this. It's pretty good. I feel like the gold game might suffer a little bit. I don't know if I would use Ralph David on Mercury, but maybe it might be the best use of those 3 points. I just don't like Mercury only having 1 cargo as a gold runner when she starts with 4. I think that's a little tough, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's probably not. I guess maybe that's the best thing to do. I guess if you were to swap that out, you'd probably add Explorer, Oarsman, and then maybe Oarsman on Pyre, but maybe that might not really be better. So, and Mercury, of course, she'll be somewhat durable when she surfaces to dock at the Wild Island. So, yeah, it's pretty good overall. I like it. And yeah, Angelica with the double actions could be pretty nasty. And then even if Angelica dies, Slipstream could be pretty useful going out, getting more gold. She's got Mercenary, so I guess that's one. She'll stay submerged, but yeah, that could be a slight problem. Slipstream can't dock. So normally Micron has some safety because he stays docked at the home island, but here you can't do that. So that could be a little bit of an issue, but that's another reason I wouldn't include the Dead Man's Chest UT. It might be a way for them to get at the slipstream, but okay. All right. I like it though. Overall, it's pretty good. All right, let's keep moving so this doesn't take all day. Mr. Holly, Captain Jack, Connie, and the Torpedoes. Or Canny, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but all right. I can't resist looking at this stuff. Wow, this is crazy. Ran in Ordia with 6 crew. That'll be interesting to see how that works out. Jocard on Caleptera. Okay, I'm really happy to see Caleptera. I don't think I've looked at this fleet whatsoever because I didn't think Caleptera had made it in. I want to use that again with a home island raider sometime, but okay, you got Fior. Okay, I like some of the components of this fleet a lot. I like how it's different too. It's coincidentally different crabs and subs than we've seen already. So felt like playing around with a Titan as I almost never use them. Heard about the Bianca's Haulers on El Toro combo. Wanted to see if I can make that work on a slightly more lethal crab. Caleptera is for getting some gold and Devil Ray to assist where needed with the Canceller. Not looking competitive, but I thought it would be fun, make things interesting. A couple of UTs to slow things down mostly. Okay. Yeah, metal hull will do that. Buried treasure, rum. Okay. Yep. Nice. Yeah, that could make enemy gold runners more vulnerable to getting attacked. So, nice. Oh, that's good. Yeah, Curse of Davy Jones. That's a really good one for this challenge because a lot of people are using those dragons, monsters, titans. Yep. Okay. Cool. So Raninoidia 3 cargo +1 with a link. So +2. Trying to understand. Let me look up, see if Crimson Angel links or not. I don't think the OE version of Crimson Angel links to all pirate ships. Yeah, links to Deliverance. Okay, let me find my way back here. I'm just trying to figure out. I feel like I got to be missing something, but I don't know. You get +2 cargo. Oh, duh. Bianco doesn't take up space. What am I thinking? Okay. Yeah, that's pretty brilliant to have this many crew there. So Bianco and the haulers give +2, 5. Bianco doesn't take up space. So there's 5 that take up space, not 6. Interesting. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool to link the old version of Bianco to the new version of the haulers too. So especially with the width of a Titan, it might be easy to touch an island and therefore technically be docked and get the benefit of that ability. So yeah, pretty nasty. This is pretty neat. Yeah, I gotta admit, I like this setup a lot. You got the Hag on there, Anna Maria to allow the Spanish and English stuff. Could go, I guess an optimization would be to use Hammersmith from Fire and Steel. He's hostile England, but if you take out Hermione Gold, you can stay pirate with Hammersmith, not need gold, and then there's no other English stuff, so you're good. The main reason I recommend that is because if Anna Maria gets canceled, you want as few crew as possible to be subject to not being able to use their abilities when she goes down. So if you had Hammersmith instead of H Gold, only the Spanish wouldn't be able to use their abilities. It is kind of fun, of course, to once you're using Anna Maria to like go crazy with international crew. So I mean, that's fair. But yeah, this is pretty sick. So same action twice. Cannons are going to be hitting on 3s with Crimson Angel against non-pirates. SLS speed would potentially not be able to shot at while docked. Yeah, this is nasty. This is pretty sweet. And then, yeah, I like the use of +1 cargo abilities. I think that's very good here. Partly for making Raninoidia setup work, but also Caleptera. She's got 3 spaces for treasure now, which is nice. And then I like Devil Ray. I like that just to have like as like a utility ship, because she's got a space open for a coin maybe, but moving SLS Submerge with canceling is going to be a real thorn for an enemy to deal with. She could team up with Raninoidia and be an absolute menace. So I like this a lot, actually. This is pretty sweet. Kind of like this more than I even expected to. This could be like one of the best fleets, maybe. I don't know. I like this a lot. It's got like a gold runner that has decent cargo spaces available. You've got like this monster Titan menace going nuts with a submerged speedy canceller to potentially assist either one of them. Devil Ray could escort Caleptera and cancel enemy captains that get too close, while Caleptera's surfaced to dock at a wild island. So I like this one a lot, actually. So nice job on that one. And looks like we're halfway done. JW Darkhurst. Accept no substitute. I like the name. All right, so this one, he actually took advantage of the events. I probably would have banned events if I had thought of it, but I kind of forgot. So they're totally legal for this challenge. And so we got Becalmed, Hidden Cove, Mermaids, and Divers. So he's doing a lot of events. Got some squids and some serpents with no crew, no cargo. Okay. Simple yet hopefully effective fleet and concept. Gold to eliminate the enemy fleet before they get any gold home. Yep. Divers to steal, or not steal, but get gold. Yep. Seleucus and Behemoth. Extra actions will be provided each turn for both Ophidius and Shai-Hulud. Becalmed and Mermaids will be utilized to halt enemy ships, leaving them vulnerable to the serpents. Hidden Cove is included to speed up the travel time to islands and possibly to target a full gold runner. Included unique treasures are all harmful ones intended to hinder the enemy fleet, as they do not plan to load any of them. Right at the cargo space. Yep. Of course, the idea of this fleet started the pun that became its name. Nice. I like it. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Let me check out the negative UTs. Yep, pretty standard plague natives. And yeah, plague can't hurt you with no crews. That's really good, actually. Nice. You could intentionally take it, but I think it gets eliminated. Rats, runes of death, wet gunpowder. Nice. Yeah, maybe we would have gone with missionary instead of wet gunpowder, but still pretty good negative UT setup. So yeah, this looks pretty darn good. I like Shai-Hulud. It's good to see that one. Got good cannon ranks throughout the entire fleet, basically. So yeah, you'll have the serpents wreaking havoc. Behemoth can do its own thing with copying. Kind of like I talked about earlier with Tealer Fire's fleet. Behemoth is really flexible in these kinds of situations. So overall, I like it. It'll be interesting to see if the events can live up to their potential. Could be some interesting decisions on like when to play the events, because Mermaids has to be played against a non-docked ship, and then Becalmed and Hidden Cove, you can only play one beginning of turn event on each turn. But I think it's good though, having that many too adds flexibility. So yeah, I think that's a really good, it's a good example of using events to try to get around the lack of cargo and general lack of gold capacity that most creatures and submarines have. So nice. Okay, SD Schultz. Next one is called 5 Golden Calamari in Crab. So this one, 75 total with a +5. So we got El Toro with Pescador. Interesting. And then Anita Amor, Seleucus, Calypsos, Lechim Namad, and Ophidius. Nice. I like seeing a lot of different monsters too. I like the variety. It's not just like Angelic and Intermid Euro. And of course, Behemoth's going to be a presence, but it's nice to see a lot of different types of creatures and whatnot. Different names in the fleets. Okay. So Pescador, monsters will be able to move L+L and stay underwater. Yep. Yeah, this is interesting. I don't think I would have thought of Pescador on the Toro, so that's pretty cool. I like that. Seleucus can, give up another one, making this group fast and great for intercepting or preventing treasure running. Due to the submerged ability, Squid will likely have first attack. Bold opponent may go after the Titan first, but if they do so, they will be completely surrounded by Squid. Yep, Squids are cannons mostly too. They have a good crew killer and bonus damage after boarding parties. Yeah, Ophidius mostly wants to shoot. Yeah, a lot of negative UTs. Yep, similar ones to the other fleets. Yeah, Odin's Revenge. Okay, that's okay. I like that, actually. I like that inclusion. There's pros and cons. I like that inclusion, though. It's kind of like a fun gamble, because you won't be able to repair these guys, which stinks, but you do have durability. They all have at least 4 segments to start with. So yeah, you kind of want to... Another thing to consider is that unique treasures are chosen after fleets are kind of mostly obvious or entirely obvious. So if you don't see any 1 or 2 masters in the enemy fleet, you could leave out Odin's Revenge. So that's a good little option there. So I like this. Yeah, this looks pretty effective. I don't know if it would be better than some of the other combat fleets we've seen. It's kind of like the opposite of a couple fleets ago, where you had like this giant like mega crab going totally ballistic, versus here it's a much more, it's almost like a monster swarm. So okay, yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, let's go Next one, Rara Avis Monster Alliance. So that's the next one. So we've got Toro, Morgar, Shalbella, Angelica. Okay, so 2 dragons instead of 1. That should be good. Collection of monsters to make difficult the life of any opponent. With a Titan capable of picking up a bit of gold and or fight. Fire-breathing Sea Serpent, 2 flying dragons to wreak havoc. Okay. Yeah, I think the Toro and Morgar might be too slow to make much happen, but 2 dragons should be decent. I don't know if it would be better to have one dragon moving and shooting versus 2 dragons that can only do 1 at a time. Let's check out the UT. Wet gunpowder. Okay, so 1 negative UT. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit... I feel like the support's a little slow. Morgar is not a very good serpent either. I mean, it's cool to include it, though, just to see it. Makes it a little more unique. Like, it'd be easy to go with Ophidius and then use the other 2 points for a helmsman on El Toro. The fleet would be a bit better and faster in that case. But, okay. So it's kind of like another basic, like, combat one. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if the dragons... I think one of the keys would be the dragons actually being able to sink enemy ships, which they might be able to do, but it might also be tough without extra actions from somewhere. But all right, nice. So 2 more left. So my friend Luke with Toes Sailless Silliness. I think this wins the fleet name. That's not one of the criteria for judging, but bonus point for the fleet name. Okay, so El Toro is more popular than I expected. Interesting. Armada. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, the Cargo Master gives it a cargo space. Yep. And then USS Limon with another appearance in Raptor Maw. Okay, cool. So Cargo Masters give space to flotillas. Yep, Santana on Armada. George, so that's George Washington LeBeau, who you might know from Davy Jones' Curse, but this is the Return to Savage Shores version, who is basically like a Micron crew for the Americans. So, yep, so RTSS. Limon is used for extra actions, should either stay docked or submerge the whole game. Yep, that makes sense. Hopefully nobody remembers that GWL exists. So people only... yeah. Yeah, it just depends on how much experience they have. Let's see. Abuse this with Raptor Maw to totally destroy with double action Sea Dragon. Add Santana. Now Raptor Maw has got even better cannons. Yeah, that could be pretty nice. Yeah, Raptor Maw moving and shooting, and then only missing on... Not missing very often, basically. So 3s would hit on those 3 S's with the +1. Toro Armada is something of a hybrid with the potential for 4 2S cannons. Okay. Must have missed something. Oh, I see. Never mind. Armada. Yeah. With the extended range. Yep. 4 3L cannon shooting a turn. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Coming back home with 1 treasure, but +2 to the value. Yep. I like it. So 3 cargo. Cargo Master doesn't take up space. These other 2 take up space, yeah. Okay, nice. Max move of L plus L is nothing to scoff at either. He can crawl over islands. It's cargo destruction. Yeah, Armada. Yeah, I'd be tempted to use Santana with Armada. That's nasty. And then... Nah, so Flotilla... I mentioned this on the Discord, but Flotilla should not be able to follow the crab over the island, because only the Titan keyword grants that, not the Flotilla keyword. Things get desperate. Raptor Maw and Toro get destroyed. Perhaps drop off GWL. Utilize Limon as another treasure runner. Yeah, it totally makes sense. Yeah, there's a chance you'd need to, just because it doesn't have too much cargo space. It's fun to see the +2. That's a fun addition. Dominic Frida LE version on El Toro. Yeah, this is pretty fun. It's pretty creative. I like the use of Return to Savage Shore stuff. I like the fleet name. And I kind of like it's kind of out of left field with some of the combos. Like I wouldn't expect Lamone to give up actions to a dragon. Saw that with Slipstream, and now we see it with an American sub, which is kind of fun. And I think the +1 is, that one's really good in this fleet because he's relatively protected on the flotilla, at least from like boarding, but also all three are good candidates for his ability. So it's actually going to be a pretty fun, tough choice who to give it to, because El Toro might have slightly better range getting out in front of an enemy, but Armada has the ability, and then Raptor Maw. Yeah, this is pretty sweet. I like the flexibility. I think on the first round, it'd be good to just slam an opponent, Raptor Maw, and then +1 to its segments with Santana. Could be pretty devastating. So I like it. This is pretty good. All right, let's check out the last one. Foxtrot has a fleet called the Wolf Pack. Oh, actually, I think there was a little bit more. This might be the same. Yeah, this is the same description as what I just saw pretty much on Discord. So yeah, okay. So we'll go to the next one, Wolf Pack. So this one is by Foxtrot, and got Slipstream, Devil Ray, Mobilis. Okay, nice. I thought we'd see Mobilis. I'm kind of surprised it's only in one fleet, but Mercury. Nice. We got a sub fleet. Yeah, I've been seeing a bunch of creatures lately, so it's nice to see another submarine fleet. That's cool. Okay. Like the old German undersea fleets of the Second World War, this fleet is designed to control the flow of commerce and prevent those pesky meta-defining ships from getting too comfortable. She also comes with a few unique treasure and crew to further influence the flow of commerce, chief among them being the wolves. This heavy reliance on UTs and its subsequent introduction of very high-value coins into circulation helps offset her low cargo capacity and somewhat low-capacity gold-grabbing game. Okay. Interesting. So, yeah, so Devil Ray. I see. So Devil Ray and Slipstream would run gold. Mobilis probably would too. And she can cancel their mercenary keywords, allowing them to dock at the home island. I think okay, so Cargo Master on Mercury. So that gives her 5 cargo, 3 that take up space. Yeah, this one's actually, compared to the other fleets, this is like probably the most open cargo spaces of any of the fleets, probably. So Mercury's going to have 2 available, 5 minus 3 that take up space. So I just got that defensive ability. Yeah, I like this. It's like Mercury's like the head of the Wolf Pack and the one with the captain ability and the best cannons. And then the mercenary submarines are more for gold running. So, and yeah, that trading ability is going to be good based on the negative UTs you got set up. So nice. Wolves from natives. Nice. Yeah, because Esquire, he's got island treasure trading. So if you find one of the negatives, he can toss it out. I mean, there's always a chance you'll get another negative in return, but whatever. So yeah, this is nice. Yeah, it's unfortunate you got to pay extra for the Cargo Master because the Americans, they don't have a 3-point +1 cargo, but it'd be nice to have another submarine that gets the +1 cargo. Like maybe using, I think that's probably one change I would make to this fleet. I would probably go with the USS Lamone instead of Slipstream. They're both 12 points, but Lamone, Lamon, whatever it's called, better speed, and then with it could take advantage of the Cargo Master, and it doesn't have mercenary, so add a little bit more flexibility to the fleet that way. That way, Mobilis is only, if they're coming home at different times, Mobilis only needs to cancel one of them at a time too, versus, well, I guess I should say, if they're coming home at the same time, she can only cancel mercenary on one of them per turn. So then she would only have to worry about Devil Ray bringing home gold rather than both of them. But overall, this is pretty neat. I like this. I like how it's got a little more cargo capacity. It's got plenty of ability to stay safe because everybody can submerge. You've got a canceller. Might be a little slow. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the absolute best use of points are. There's a chance Esquire might not be needed and might rather have Helmsman on Slipstream and maybe Explorer on Devil Ray instead. But I like the inclusion of him though, just because he's kind of unexpected and he could really help against those negative UTs. So overall, I like it actually. So I guess it'd have to be a different fort though, because you don't have a pirate ship in your fleet. So I would swap out the Devil's Maw for Thompson's Island. Since you have an American ship in your fleet, it would have to be an American fort if you build a fort. So, all right, this is gonna be really hard to judge. So I like a ton of these. So I don't really know. I have no idea who I'm gonna pick yet. So this will be interesting to kind of sort it out in my head and kind of try to determine a little bit of a priority order. So anyway, thanks for watching. Feel free to like if you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for more fleet challenges coming later this year. And feel free to check out the affiliate links in the description below if you want to help out the channel, and my website, Pirates with Ben, which you can also find linked in the description. Question of the day is going to be, what's your favorite fleet out of all these? So I'll leave links to them in the description so you can check them out for yourself in more detail. And beyond that, feel free to subscribe for more videos. And thanks for watching.